We are at race number 4, studying the form at JEBEL Racecourse, talking horses. We're actually at Meydan Racecourse today. Come to see Mark here because you've got a new job. You've moved to the Administration Media Centre at Meydan.
That's right, so I'm one floor below where we are now, and I quite enjoy it actually. It's decent hours for a change, and I don't have to get up so early in the morning, which is, when you reach my age, it's a bit of a godsend, I must say.
Once the kids have gone to school, you don't want to get up at 4 in the morning, do you?
My kids are in away in foreign lands at the university, so it's fantastic.
I like it. So we're at Meydan this week. What we're going to do this season, we're talking horses, is each different meeting we're going to try and go around different places, different tracks, maybe a few of the sites and bars of the UAE, and maybe a few times we'll swap out waters for something a little bit more sparkly. But we're here for race 4. Following the feature, we've gone straight to the Meydan. And, well, let's be blunt. You've got 2 horses with a rating. Both have a little bit of JEBEL Ali form. In fact, they both have JEBEL Ali form in the same race, and there's a half a length between them.
Yeah.
And then you have the rest of the field who have no rating, and many of them no form. So, who are you going to pick?
I'm a great stickler for going for horses that have good form lines, and the top one for me, Bravo Zain, doesn't really run a tail race. Sometimes he might do. He did on the turf at Meydan, but other than that, he runs all right, and he's got 8 3/4 lengths behind soft falling rain. I mean, to me, that just says, I'll win a Meydan, for goodness sake.
Well, if you actually go back, take the last 3 runs out of it, if he hadn't have run those 3 runs, and then you look at the 2 runs before, he was a 1/4 of a length behind Pure Excellence, not a bad horse, and then he runs less than 9 lengths behind a Group 1 winner and a very good Group 1 winner in Soft Falling Rain.
Gone on to be a brilliantly talked about horse all over the world.
I mean, he's a quality racehorse, Soft Falling Rain, and I'd even forgive him for the one race he didn't win, because he travelled halfway around the world, stopping here, there, and everywhere.
Yeah, of course.
And the problem is then, you look at the horse and you go, has this horse gone backwards? I mean, the conditions race after that was pretty poor, although, remember the horse that finished 12 lengths in front of him there, finished second on World Cup night, but it's the 2 after that worry me. They weren't good races.
And I know you mentioned Rashid, number 2, the other horse with the 4,
finished in front of him.
Or the rating, finished just in front of him. I think it'd be close between them. I just like to give that horse a chance. Some reason. I don't know why, but I just think he deserves to win.
On those 2 races, but I tell you what, I've seen it so many times with horses that you look at the form and they are just behind, literally just behind, really good horses like that. When I say just behind, they're 8 or 9 lengths behind quality horses. I've gone through form books and found horses that are 8 or 9 lengths behind Franco, who are nothing more than 70 rated horses. They were 8 or 9 lengths behind. They obviously, they travel in the races and don't pick up. But
the only thing I'll say about that race where they ran together is that after 1,000 metres, Bravo Zain was in front of Rashid.
Yes.
And that's the reason I've turned that result round, because it's just because of that less 1 furlong.
On that day, he had a 4.5 kilo claimer on it.
Doesn't matter. For
me, it does though. I mean, in a pure.
No, for me, this is a new season.
Okay.
All right. We're talking.
Both trainers are going to have the horses fit.
Yeah,
both jockeys
hope,
are good jockeys.
Yeah.
So you've got Royston versus Wayne, Ali versus Almeri, and they've both got chances. So you're going to go with.
I'm going to go with number 1.
Right.
Bravo Zain.
I don't think either of them will win.
Okay.
It's a maiden. It's the start of the season.
Could be right.
Satish wins them. Simple as that. Maiden, start of the season. The horse that normally comes out and wins is Satish, with Richie Mullen on board. So, Frobisher, wherever it's pronounced. How would you pronounce it?
Frobisher.
Frobisher. I was close then. That's not bad. He's a street cry. He'll love the track.
Yeah.
So that's started. Street cry. Will love the track. He's out at Cape Cross. The fillies are Cape Cross mare, so maybe might need a little bit further than 5 furlongs.
Do you think it might be a maiden, but it's an interesting race. We've got 4 horses having their first start. Half the field having their first start.
Yeah.
And the other 2 we haven't mentioned. We haven't mentioned the names of the others awful lot of them. But Honest Boys had a start at Jebel Ali, didn't run very well, and Mahi ran terrible twice at Jebel Ali. So do we rule them out straight away? You know?
Yeah. Anything that doesn't run well at Jebel Ali is not going to improve in a year. No. Doug Watson has 2 in here, and because he hasn't mentioned them to me as working well, I kind of put them to one side.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
And I do know a little bit of backside information. I had heard that Richie's horse, Satish Seemar's horse, worked very well at Jebel Ali a couple of Sundays ago when one of my horses was working well there. So I've gone
very
for that.
Interesting tip from Pat Cummins in America. Trippy Trappy, the South African horse trained by Majoud Al Jahori. For me, I just looked past that straight over. He's gone for this. I don't know whether he knows something.
Now he's looked at the breeding.
It's American. It's not American breeding, but
well, there's American stallion. But
True,
I'll tell you what it is here. Is Pat's looked at this race, got his pin out, stuck it into the board, and gone right. Got a winner.
Well, I think that's a brilliant way of doing it, really.
Looking at your percentages last year, you know, what a chance. Right, I'm gonna stick my neck out and go for a new one as well.
Yeah,
so
good.
I'm
Good
gonna
idea.
go Frobisher.
Right, number 1, Bravo Yumzane.
Okay. If you're betting, minimum stakes.